Okay, so first thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to design a knife because we're going to make a knife. So, first thing we got to do is we have to draw out a design. Okay? Now, the one I'm going to try and do is I hunt quite a bit, so I'm going to try and make a skinning knife because, in my personal opinion, you can never have too many. Alright, so I've got a decent sized hand. So we're going to try and draw out the handle big enough. And I'm going to try and make it around 8 to 9 inch knife. Okay, so I drew out a little print for a knife. And it may not be, a work of art or anything, but it's a skinning knife, so I want it to have a good function to it, And if it doesn't feel good, odds are I probably won't use it. So I don't know. This one's just custom fit for me. So yeah, all right. Let's go try and find a piece of steel or something to make this baby into. Okay. So I have this file. So I've got a file. It's pretty long actually, but it will work for the knife we're wanting to make. So it's awesome. So we found our steel. I think I've actually already annealed this one. Those of you that don't know, annealing is where you heat metal and you let it cool naturally, and you let it cool very, very slowly. You don't quench it in water or anything. You just let it sit there and it softens the metal. You need to do that with files, because files are meant for etching into and sometimes cutting into things. So they're naturally really hard. So you have to let these babies anneal quite a bit. This one's been done, I think, twice actually. So it's pretty soft. It's a pretty soft file. Another way, I don't have another file or anything to test with, but something that you can do is, if you have to, anneal one and get the other one and scratch somewhere around right here or anywhere on the file, and if it makes an etch in it, if it gouges into the steel, then that's how you know it's ready. So yeah. Okay, so I have our drawing of the knife cut out, and it's sitting on the file just to kind of give me, a good idea roughly around how much of the file it's going to take up. So, we're going to have a little bit left over here. Not much. It's like 3.5 to 4 inches. So, not much at all. I can still use it for other stuff. But, yeah, I just like to see how much it takes up. Get a good idea of how it's going to look. If you are looking at saving steel, actually, like let's say you want to make 2 of these knives, but you only have 1 file. What you can do is the handle. See, that is going to be wood. The handle is. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting, a piece of wood, cutting it in half, and then sanding it and polishing it to how I want, and then epoxying it to the metal. You could also do a tang blade for beginner knife makers, novices who don't really know what that is. It's pretty much a knife blade where you've got, your blade. It's a really crappy drawing of a blade, I'm sorry, but there. Okay. And you come up and you have like a little tail coming off of it. And you add, let's get some light in here. There we go. You add the handle on top of the tang. So you drill a hole in a handle, and then you'd push the tang down into the handle, and then you'd epoxy it in that way. So you could do that, because a tang on this knife would only have to be about the size of this pencil, or as far as width and stuff. It'd only have to go to about halfway. So see right there, and it'd only go to about right there. Would be, yeah, so you're saving a lot of metal that way. But I mean, it all just depends on how you want it to be done, how you want it to look. Okay guys, well, thank you for watching. The next step would be to actually trace out on the file or metal you're using for the knife. You'd trace around this, and you might want to keep that, because something else about saving steel is what I could do is cut this file out and not even bevel on, put a bevel on it or anything. Just keep it as a knife cutout and use that on other plates of steel as my template knife. But I can't really afford to do that, because I don't have much steel all the time. I get small influxes of steel. But so yeah, what I usually do is I just keep the little drawings or whatever, and you get Sharpie and you trace around it. Something that might make this easier to do, since this is a rusty file, is get something like a belt sander, or if you have a grinder, that'd be great. Is grind or belt sand or whatever all the way over here till it's about like that, how it's just normal shine steel, and do it that way, and then draw it on. It'd be a lot easier. And so yeah. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to actually fire up the forge any or grind at the moment, so I guess this concludes part 1. There will be a part 2, possibly a part 3 on the handle and finishing touches. But as far as making a fully functional knife, it should be a part 2. So yeah. Alright. Please rate and subscribe and like this video.